Let's go YouTube. Today we got a video from my dog, Shaman King 100. We got Black Condor, the greatest Power Ranger we never got. For those of you who don't know all about, Power Rangers, it comes from Super Sentai. I think the riders as well. I think they're also the same, but I'm like sure that there's a Super Sentai Power Rangers connection. As always, pre-fire a little like. And I'm assuming today we're gonna be talking about a Super Sentai Ranger or a scrap concept. We know my dog Shaman King puts great work into his videos, whether it's editing or research. But yeah, without further ado, it's the main man sliding into your timeline and provide you with some content. Without further ado, let's just slide right in. Talk to me.
Okay, today we are finally jumping in the world of Super Sentai, and I have picked a character that I think will be a perfect start for our type of video. As today we will be covering the character in the series that saved the Super Sentai franchise, and too soon. And today we are talking about Black Condor.
Is this nigga serious?
From Jetman. So we start this off.
Is this like a superhero or something?
Black Condor.
Is this nigga serious?
From Jetman. So we start this off in 1998. Earth's global defense force is cooking up their own super soldier program using something called Buronic waves. And their first success comes in a character known as Ryu, who becomes the Red Ranger for the team. Well, boy, for a super secret program, they must have had a leak because
what the fuck?
The villains known as the Vrim drop in and instantly wreck the lab, having Ryu's wife getting voted off the ship
early on,
and have the remaining energy shoot off to Earth and land on 4 other characters, giving us our team of heroes. Guy that played by the book's leader, Blue Swallow, a high school girl trying to make it rich, Yellow Owl, the big, quiet, nice guy, White Swan.
Also, what's interesting is the Super Sentai, like, more often than not, it's obviously nothing is like absolute, but their suits and their morphers are normally like better, like 1-to-1. So I'm loving seeing these morphers. I'm loving seeing the suits.
The pampered rich girl and our womanizing bad boy with a motorcycle, Black Condor. And boy, I'm gonna tell you now from the person, bad boy with a motorcycle, Black Condor.
He don't got enough muscle on his body to be a womanizer.
And boy, I'm gonna tell you now from the personalities I listed off, you already know things about to be dysfunctional as heck. Which I gotta say I love, because seeing them butthead through half a season and then slowly grow into an actual team that love each other, it's something cool to watch. But I have to say, Guy has to probably be the most problematic one at first, because when we first meet him, he's smoking, gambling, trying to hook up with ladies, and cheating, just letting you know what type of bad boy he is. And you can tell someone that straight laces Ryu is not about to gel well with this guy when they first meet. Because Ryu's trying to recruit all the people that got hit with the waves, and Black Condor was the last on his list. Like, hey, become a ranger, save the world. And this is where we get insight on our boy's mentality. As the Red Ranger asked him to protect the world and save everyone, Condor says something I did not expect. Shouldn't there be an end to mankind someday? Wow. They cause pollution. They're also racist. People are true.
This is not a take I expect out of him, especially because like he is like one of those people that do bad things. He cheats, but maybe his mentality behind like cheating is like everyone cheats. The head of the top of the world right now, he's one of those probably at the top of the world. They didn't get here through righteous means. So like me being at the bottom, I'm gonna do whatever I can to slight them on like a Robin Hood, a kind of warped Robin Hood type of
really stupid beings. And then he headbutts Ryu and they immediately get distracted. Nah, the way they was fighting in that garage, they thought they was in Fight for New York.
That's ridiculous.
Bro's really triggering every stage hazard. Look at Ryu was able to knock some sense into our boy, and just in time too, as the villains were attacking as they assembled the rest of their team, and they have their first fight all together. Oh, and they're all hyped to be Rangers. They're like, let's go. Come on, team, let's do this. I'm gonna break somebody's dick. What did he say?
Brother. What a guy, bro. You don't play with him because he don't play. He don't got nothing to lose.
I love every minute of it.
Oh no, bro. I know in my Green Ranger video, y'all told me this is how popular move they be doing in Super Sentai, but bro, what the heck? Just imagine coming on set that day and someone says, meat check. Nah, head chicken someone's nuts is diabolical. And man, you could tell Condor was gonna be a different type of character this season, because for the first time I've ever seen is when a Ranger are doing their final finishing move on the Monster of the Week, Condor just doesn't decide to be a part of it. Hey yo, Hot Look Befuddle, he like, hey yo, bro, this is like our whole thing right now. You're over here breaking tradition. Then hop on in. And Condor played himself like, I don't like how you're ordering me around all the time. Oh, mother. And only when the monster hits him does Condor decide he'll finally shoot his gun too to help finish him off. And if I couldn't even be more surprised on how the start of this season was going.
What?
Condor throwing his morpher to him and said he works alone and he doesn't want to be a part of this, and drives on off. So Ryu hops on his bike and chases after a guy through Japan.
This is the interesting thing about like Power Rangers, and I don't know if it's the same with Super Sentai, but like they somehow have enhanced abilities in base, but their abilities are even more so enhanced when they transform. But sometimes they don't have abilities at all in base. So it's like, if their power mainly comes from the transformation, it's like, obviously I'm assuming the morpher doesn't work, like it probably works somehow related to like their genetic code, and since they were hit with the beam, it somehow altered their genetic code, and that signature ties to the morpher. That's why he has to be the guy. But in some of the other cases, it's like, besides like obviously like the discipline and whatnot, and like, you know, you're the chosen person for this and like narrative purposes, in theory, bro, it's kind of like Spider-Man. Anybody can be a ranger, you know? We've had a multitude of different types, different backgrounds. So it's like, I mean, in this case, he has to chase him, right? I'm not complaining here. But it's just interesting to me that, like, assuming this is one of those cases where their powers get amped, seeing how Red just punched that all the way across the garage, he is now amplified. So it's like, I don't see how you could, like, essentially have, like, a super soldier serum and know that you get stronger with the morpher and then go, like, nah, bro, I'm gonna go do my own thing. It's like, what are you gonna do with this power
all day long, you know, to convince him to become a ranger?
That's why Red has to
when
chase
Ryu's
him.
words
Like,
echoed in his head and he saw Ryu sacrifice himself to fight off a monster to save him, he finally decides to be a ranger and become part of the team and help defeat it, while also getting a glimpse at the Vrim, the main antagonist of the season, which I think will be a good point to bring up them a little bit here. And they work a lot differently from all the other villains we've seen in Super Sentai and Power Rangers, because they're all their own individual and not working under each other like that, all wanting to defeat Jetman, and whoever does gets to rule the world in the way they see fit. So of course you have your main mastermind, you have your young kid Tran who rocks a Nintendo Power Glove, you have Maria that looks suspiciously similar to my boy Ryu fiance, wink wink nudge nudge, suspicious.
Yeah, that's 1-to-1 actually. Jawline, the amount of lip ratio with the straight face, the nose, even down to the ears. Only thing that like would throw off is the earrings, which I think she's wearing earrings. I can't be 100%. But what was I about to say?
Young kid Tran who rocks a Nintendo Power Glove. You have Maria that
she got the Toad cap on, but she got the Mario Kingdoms cap on.
Suspiciously similar to my boy Ryu fiance, wink wink nudge nudge. And my favorite, that's actually going to play a big part in Condor's story and Ryu's, is Gray, a mad chill robot assassin that loves sipping on wine and smoking on Black and Mild. And you usually just see this dude smoking in the back, chilling and waiting for his time to hit a nice one-liner. And the reason I'm talking a lot about Gray is because he's super important for Ryu and Mira's stories as well as Condor's story. As of course, you could tell that Mira is the fiance of Ryu that got brainwashed and turned into a V-Rum. But Gray ends up falling in love with her, gaining humanity and compassion for fellow machines and other people. And Guy starts to see the humanity that Gray is showing coming through, thinking that he's more human and more relatable than people that he even knows. And they even start having mutual respect for each other as warriors and combatants. And interesting enough, their fates are going to be more intertwined and mirror each other more than we know right now. But we'll get to that in a bit, because I want to try my best to stay on Guy, as him and the team really do butt heads and grow with each other throughout the whole entire season. And changes a lot from when we first see him, but still keeping his play away. But while the series is going on, they're all going through their own trials and tribulations, drama, love triangles. Boy, it reminded me of watching Days of Our Lives just with Power Rangers. Shout out to my grandma on that one. But this actually rolls into what I mentioned earlier on how this series low-key saved Super Sentai and Power Rangers. As Super Sentai was looking to be canceled, this was like their last hurrah, just like how In Space was for Power Rangers in America. And specifically when it came to Guy, as people really looked at him as one of the most layered characters in Super Sentai thus far. I mean, of course, he's handsome as all can be, and he's cool as heck. I mean, he is so beloved by the the fandom from all ages. They even brought him back later on and showed him being a playboy with all the villainesses and other rangers, which I gotta add, I did not know Shouty from Mystic Force paid it like that. I didn't know they had a censor Shouty, but I see why. Shouty got abs of steel. I could eat sushi off of them.
Okay, bro.
But from here, the series really plays out in a way that you gotta really experience for yourself. But the ending is what really sticks with a lot of people when it comes to the show. And some of my favorite episodes have to be when it's Black Condor going against Gray. Like one where they're literally doing a 007 parody, literally taking place at the Casino Royale, where Condor is literally playing a roulette table with Gray while they're smoking a stogie, trying to help his friend's freedom. And I just love that Condor, instead of fighting this man, is like, let's go gambling! But that's just the interesting thing about these two. They have so much respect for each other that they can just have a gambling match and just give each other both what they want at the end. And that's because Guy has seen the complexity and layers.
Yeah, like they're both complex characters. And you know how people say there's no honor amongst thieves? It's like when you're a character that's like a villain, but you are said or set up to have values, it's like at that point they have respect for each other. They're kind of like more than villains, they're like rogues or mercenaries, you know? And it's like, we do have business. We do what we do to get paid. We do what we do for different reasons. You feel me? But amongst those different reasons, we still have like lines we don't cross. You feel me? And once you see that from another person, whether you disagree with them or not, once you figure out how far you can throw them, aka how far you can trust them, then like that fear and natural like animosity people have out of fear and like the unknown kind of disappears. It's like, I can see you for who you are. If you're playing me, I'll call a spade for a spade. And most of the times you're probably not, because I know you, you know?
Of Gray. I mean, Guy has seen Gray care for other machines, care for Maria, taking hits for her and fighting him off against her. And even in a time when she was truly down bad, Gray even went and asked Condor to help him with Maria, to help save her. And when that failed, Guy saw this robot, this machine, cry over a woman that he truly loved. But their final confrontation against each other would come ahead in episode 50. After the death of Maria again, Ryu wants revenge and leaves the team saying he's gonna go defeat the death of Maria again. Ryu wants revenge and leaves.
Oh, because he thought she was dead the first time. And it's interesting because this is a character dynamic from Mr. Red, because he's supposed to be the straight-laced, straight and narrow type of guy. But now he's gonna go down to like revenge character arc, where it's like they took something from me that they shouldn't have touched. It's like when Rimuru walked down Falmouth and Hakuro was like, yo, look, I'm gonna show some respect for you, only because I think, you know what I'm saying, my leader about to slime you out. You done made the wrong person mad. Look at the emotion, bro. I know the series is
the team saying he's gonna go defeat the big bad by himself, and the team starts running after him. And on their way there, they run into Gray, who no longer wants to be here since Maria isn't either. But this machine asks from the bottom of his heart if Black Condor can face him in a duel so that he could have a true warrior's death, as Gray respected Condor more than anyone. And in some surprising words from Condor, he said he's a bit hesitant and doesn't.
See, there's the honor code, bro. I want a warrior's death. It sounds like the Sans from Dragon Ball. It's a very appealing character to write.
Really want to fight Gray. He actually respects his honor and humanity, as he looks at him as a true warrior, not just a monster. But at the end, these two knew what had to go down.
See, he respected his wishes. That's the warrior, bro. It's like there's no ulterior motive here. He genuinely feels like there's no purpose to live. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I seen an Arrow, bro. It's such a good story. But a lot of times, living leads to more joy. But the suffering that you experience while trying to live, while trying to find happiness, while trying to do your own thing, a lot of times is worse than what they would call the release of death.
So they got in their fighting stances, and that music started playing. Oh yeah,
hey, boss.
Boy, Gray swung that arm, almost took my boy's head off with the first blow. Condor thought he was good with a dodge just to get Millie rocked. Boy, I know them kid can hands had to hurt. My boy realized that and got in his suit with a quickness. Boy came in, hit the oh, but Gray turned him like a gymnast. Boy was on his back, and Gray was about to chop down on my man's nuts. So Condor, in the most extra way ever done, cut that is with his feet. Boy looked at the man's face like, clean my boot, you dirty clanker. Oh, I just know it's racist. On Black History Month, no wait. Oh, and Condor was pounding man's face in while he was laying down. Boy was styling on him. Boy got back up, started pounding in my man's chest. So Gray uses the tried and true and flipped this man again. Bro, I have never seen someone get tossed around this much since I watched Dancing with the stars. I swear my boy Condor spending half of this battle on his back. Boy don't even try to get up anymore. He just pulled up pistols while he's sitting and started blasting while they ricochet all over the place. Able to blast. He just pulled up pistols while he's sitting and started blasting while they ricochet all over the place. Able to blast off with a Gray's arm, but that boy was not phased one bit as he started unloading back at man. Oh, him boy was trying to do our boy dirty because he didn't win and pick up Condor's sword and was about to chop him down dirty because he didn't win and picked up Condor's
technology in their helmets. Well, they do come from morphers, and it was science. It makes sense.
And was about to chop him down with it until my boy hit the perfect dodge roll, grab Gray's arm.
This also speaks to his honor. He came here wanting to end it, but he's not letting Condor get an easy win because that would be disrespectful to his honor as a warrior.
Arm and blasted him with his own ish. Ooh! Able to grab his sword back and go samurai jack on this robot, putting an end to their battle. But what happens next is the most interesting part of this battle, because after they're done, Gray is lying there knowing that he is about to die. And he compliments Sky on being a true hero and warrior and respects him immensely. And Guy in that moment wanting to keep Gray company, Gray asks it not be seen in his final moments, as he just wants one more smoke before he goes. And Guy's still showing some love and compassion, lights that last up one for him before he leaves him for his final moments. Of course, he reconvenes with the team and they are able to defeat the Vrim and bring peace to the world. But I have to say, what proceeded next really threw me for a loop. And want to say, if you are interested in watching Jetman, go check it out and come back to this video, as there's major spoilers ahead. But if you're wanting to see this thing brace yourself as we enter the prologue of the Rangers saving the world and humanity and keeping everyone safe. It's the day of White Swan and Red Hawk getting married, with everyone there. But
really? That's what he meant by love triangles, bro.
But Guy, of course, being late, as he's picking up flowers for the newlywed couple, saying how his best friend's getting married today. But while on his way getting flowers on the way to the wedding, a woman gets her purse stolen. And hey, the old guy would probably not care and mind his own business, but the new hero guy that has a new look on the world chases after the thief and had his butt meet in the concrete, not turning him into the police, but telling him not to be stealing from ladies. But it was in this moment that the biggest twist in the series thus far would unfold.
Who was that? Is it a clone of Red?
The man that stole the purse pulls out a knife and stands up and runs his knife straight into Guy.
One, how does this happen? You have better reflexes and you're amped. Two, I'm holding up three. I don't know why I'm holding up three. Two, he's the more experienced. Guy's the more experienced fighter. Three, come on, bro. No way he hit something vital.
Then just leaving him there, running away. But Guy, in pain, bleeding out, instead of going to the hospital, is determined not to miss his best friend's wedding and drags himself over to the ceremony, barely able to even hold himself up as he finally is able to make it. As everyone's celebrating, Ryu sees Guy sitting on a bench, slumped over, waving to him to come over. And the two people who couldn't stand each other at first can look there and see each other as friends. Ryu could even tell that Guy wasn't really acting like himself and went to go get some help. But Guy grabs him knowing he doesn't have much longer and tells him not to worry about it. He just had a few drinks last night. They talk about how the sky sure is bright and how this is what they risk their lives.
This can pull the Roy Mustang, bro. It's a terrible day for rain.
Eyes for it. Everyone gets their pictures in and starts running around.
You know how gangster that is, bro? He got the pictures for him and he's gonna have that to remember him. Oh my god.
Well, Guy's right there on that bench.
It's too tough, bro.
As the show ends. I mean, my jaw was dropped to the floor. I was never expecting something like that from a super.
There's two different things, though. It's bad writing in terms of, like, I don't believe him losing to that guy. But, like, you could use the argument, you know, heavily off-guarded. But he was just boxing him. So I don't know why he'd be heavily off-guarded. But narratively, good choice. It brings, like, it puts a bow on the story. Because he's the character that thought he never belonged. And he did something for someone else, and that's important. But it's also like, however heroic it is, it's still very shallow, because ultimately he chose to be there for him, which is like, oh, he chose to be there for him. But it's like, now your best friend is no longer gonna have you in his life because you didn't go to the hospital first. Like, he wouldn't have slighted you for that. But I guess it goes back to the honor code, and that's why like you can't. It's opinionated whether you think his choice was the right or wrong choice, but you can't take the choice that he just made and then take into account what I just said and still slight him for it, because all that was to show up his conviction. You know, and you can't slight a man for holding true to his convictions. That's his choice. He makes his own decisions, you know. But I just think that's crazy.
Sentai show. Character from when we first meet him says how much he loathes humanity and thinks maybe it shouldn't, to going to a character that grows through a series wanting to protect people and saving the world. And instead of dying by a monster, he gets killed by the people that he protected. That shit fucked me up. But I hope you see why I wanted
it brings
this
his
to be
character
our
full
first
circle.
official Super Sentai video for the channel.
Because humans are evil and selfish. But instead of going to the hospital to prolong his own life, he went to his best friend's wedding. It literally brings his character full circle because he no longer sees the world in black and white or absolutes, and he realizes that there are shades of gray.
Oh, and I'm really looking
Shades of gray? And the robot's name is... Okay.
Forward to cover more of them. Either comment down below what series I should check out next, or I'll have a poll up soon, and let me know what y'all think of.
Well, that was a fire video from my dog, Shaman King. Appreciate y'all guys for watching. As always, stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. You know it's time to catch me next. Peace.